What we do not confront within ourselves, we will encounter as fate. Carl Jung. Have you noticed that many adults today seem to live like eternal teenagers, avoiding responsibilities and always chasing after fun? Carl Jung, one of the greatest thinkers in psychology, called this Puer-Aeternus, the eternal child. What if I told you that this theory explains why so many men feel lost, trapped in a cycle of immaturity that seems endless? Today, we'll explore how modern society has set this trap and why so many young men never make the transition into true adulthood. We live in an era that glorifies youth, but does this really make us happier? What lies behind the fear of growing up, of taking on commitments, and of pursuing genuine personal development? Get ready for a deep reflection that will make you see the world differently. If you're searching for how to achieve true maturity, then stay with me. What we're about to discuss might be the missing key to breaking this cycle of self-sabotage and building a more fulfilling life. Introduction to the eternal child concept. The term Puer-Aeternus may sound complex, but its essence is quite simple. In mythology, this figure represents endless youth, an unrelenting quest for pleasure and freedom. Renowned psychologist Carl Jung used this concept to describe individuals who, despite growing up physically, remain trapped in a childlike mentality. They are adults in body but children at heart, constantly avoiding the responsibilities of adult life. This phenomenon is becoming increasingly evident in modern society, where many prefer to avoid emotional maturation. It's not hard to spot examples of this behavior around us, adults still living with their parents, with little or no desire to leave and face the world on their own. It's a reflection of today's society, which often values immediate pleasure and comfort over sacrifice and responsibility. This concept is not just a distant theory, we see it in friends, family members, or even in ourselves at certain moments. Some prefer the safety of their parents' home rather than confronting reality and its challenges. When someone avoids growing up, they become trapped in a cycle of constantly seeking new experiences and stimuli, but without ever finding true purpose or stability. This is evident in the phenomenon of prolonged adolescence, something society has increasingly normalized. But what happens when an entire generation chooses not to mature? This is where we begin to understand the deeper consequences of this behavior. The rise of prolonged adolescence. Psychologist Marie-Louise von Franz, a disciple of Carl Jung, observed an intriguing phenomenon in the 20th century. Adolescence seemed to be stretching on for years, even decades, for many adults. This trend, initially subtle, has intensified over recent decades, particularly among men. It's becoming increasingly common to find people in their 30s or even 40s still trapped in a teenage mindset, lacking a clear sense of purpose or direction. This behavior is becoming the norm rather than the exception. The impact goes beyond individual choices, it reflects a broader shift in social structure. Easy access to entertainment, video games, and social media creates a bubble of instant gratification, delaying the maturation process. There is a growing reluctance to face the real world, and it's evident in the statistics. Only 17% of American men reported having a positive relationship with their fathers during adolescence. This family disconnection also contributes to a lack of guidance and support in transitioning to adulthood. But what's behind this resistance to mature? It's not merely a matter of laziness, it's a symptom of something deeper, involving the absence of strong guiding figures. The next section delves into the importance of a strong paternal presence and how its absence can influence this prolonged adolescence. The impact of absent fathers. The presence of a strong paternal figure plays a crucial role in the psychological development of children. Without this reference, many young people struggle to break the bond of dependency with their mothers and step out into the world. When the father is absent, whether physically or emotionally, the child loses an example of mature masculinity, which can lead to an endless quest for external validation and a pervasive sense of purposelessness. It's not just about the father himself, but what he represents, security and structure. A study revealed that only 17% of men reported having a positive relationship with their fathers during adolescence. These figures highlight a concerning reality. The absence of a father figure directly impacts a young person's ability to develop the self-confidence needed to face the challenges of adult life. Without this support, many end up feeling lost and directionless, perpetuating the behavior of the eternal child. So, what happens when this paternal figure isn't present to provide guidance? The answer often lies in an even deeper bond with the mother, who, out of love or fear, may inadvertently keep her son in a position of dependency. In the next section, we'll explore the effects of the maternal complex and how it can contribute to prolonged adolescence. The maternal complex and its consequences. One of Jung's most impactful concepts is the maternal complex. It refers to a psychological dynamic where an overprotective mother ends up stifling her child's autonomy. While the love and care are undeniable, this excess creates a dependency that hinders the child's ability to mature. Instead of fostering independence, the devouring mother keeps her son trapped, whether out of fear of losing him or a need to maintain control. The result? Adults who are unable to make their own decisions, plagued by insecurity and lacking direction. This relationship intensifies in the absence of a strong paternal figure, becoming a significant barrier to personal development. When the mother fills all roles, the young person misses out on the encouragement needed to step out and face the world on their own. A clear example is when we see adults who consult their mothers for every decision, from what to wear to whom to date. Although maternal advice can be valuable, this extreme dependence often signals emotional immaturity and a lack of self-awareness. The next step is understanding what historically helped young people break free from these bonds of dependency, rites of passage. In the absence of these rituals, many young adults remain stuck in this family dynamic, without a clear compass to guide them toward true adulthood. The lack of rites of passage. In the past, traditional societies had well-defined rites of passage to mark the transition from youth to adulthood. These rituals were crucial in helping young people develop self-confidence and wisdom, symbolically breaking the ties with childhood. Today, with the disappearance of such rites, many feel lost, lacking a clear milestone that signals it's time to mature and take control of their own lives. The absence of these rites has left a void that modern culture, focused on entertainment and instant gratification, struggles to fill. Instead of facing real challenges that require personal growth, young people often seek refuge in comfort and distractions. A contemporary example would be the absence of ceremonies like the bar mitzvah, which in Jewish culture marked the entry into adulthood. Without these structured experiences, it becomes harder to develop a sense of purpose and a mature identity. Yet there is still hope. We can recreate rituals and challenges that push us out of our comfort zones and lead us toward greater self-awareness. In the next section, we'll explore practical solutions and deeper insights on how to overcome the issue of the eternal child and find a path toward genuine personal development. Proposed solutions and analysis. Overcoming the issue of the Puer-Aeternus begins with a deep inward look, recognizing the behavioral patterns that keep us stuck in a state of perpetual childhood. Carl Jung and other thinkers suggest that the first step is self-analysis, striving to understand what prevents us from maturing. A powerful practice is to keep a daily reflection journal, noting our fears and ambitions. By bringing these issues to the surface, we start to build a stronger self-awareness, which is the foundation for genuine personal development. Another effective solution involves creating intentional challenges that push us out of our comfort zones. The lack of traditional rites of passage can be compensated for by experiences that force us to confront reality head-on, such as a solo journey or participating in high-intensity sports. These activities simulate the challenges once provided by initiation rituals. By exposing ourselves to these situations, we are compelled to develop wisdom and courage, essential qualities for adulthood. Finally, a crucial aspect of overcoming the eternal child behavior is seeking guidance from mentors, whether they be experienced friends, therapists, or leadership figures. We don't have to walk this path alone. The support and wisdom of those who have already faced these challenges can guide and inspire us. However, true progress only happens when we make the decision to act and confront our fears head-on. Now, after this deep dive into Carl Jung's Puer-Aeternus theory, the real question is, what will you do with this knowledge? Will you keep avoiding responsibilities and chasing instant gratification, or are you ready to confront your own eternal child and start the process of maturation? The answer lies within you. So, I challenge you, what will you do today to take that first step toward growth? What habit can you let go of? What decision can you make to finally step out of your comfort zone? If this reflection resonated with you, make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell so you won't miss any future content. Click on the suggested video now appearing on your screen. If you made it this far, I'm sure you'll connect with it too. See you there.